Good morning, Britain. Vladimir Putin's threat to assassinate Boris Johnson. The former Prime Minister says the Russian president threatened to kill him during an extraordinary phone call just weeks before Russia invaded Ukraine.
He threatened me at one point and said, Boris, I don't want to hurt you, but with a missile it would only take a minute or something like that, jolly.
Nadim Zahawi faces calls to resign as an MP after being sacked for breaching the ministerial rules over his tax affairs.
And Rishi Sunak seems to have pleased almost no one over this. There are those who think he should have acted sooner, those who think Zahawi should lose his seat, and allies of Mr Zahawi who think he hasn't had a fair hearing.
Tackling the crisis in the NHS, the government promises thousands of extra hospital beds and hundreds more ambulances. Will it be enough to cut A&E waiting times?
Captain, we're coming under attack. Unidentified ship quartering in. What happened?
He's a living legend, and he's boldly gone where no man has gone before and survived the I'm a Celebrity jungle. But why is George Takei hitting the West End stage at the age of 85? And is he still friends with kissing Joe Sposs?
A largely drier day ahead with some decent spells of sunshine, and the outlook is largely settled. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain.
Monday, 30th of January 2023, live from Television Centre in London. This is Good Morning Britain with Susanna Reid and Richard Madeley.
Good morning.
Good morning, Britain. It has just gone 6 o'clock.
Nice to be back. Hello.
Well, I tell you what.
Oh, you brought them in.
Thank you very much,
All the way
Richard
from Cornwall.
Madeley.
All the way from Cornwall.
Brought me flowers this morning.
Well, because I...
no one else does that, by the way.
Well, they are daffodils from our paddock in Cornwall. And the thing is that they're out, and they've been out since the early part of January. And there was me moaning about January when I was last on the show. So I thought I owed you... And you really told me off. So I thought I owed you a mea culpa, and I bring you some actual daffodils picked from Cornwall. Just shows, though.
They're absolutely gorgeous, and I really appreciate them. Yes, you were very down on January.
I was.
You said it was the most miserable month.
It's because I had a cold and I was feeling like,
Yeah, you were coughing non-stop, weren't you?
I'm all better now.
Yes, you sound a lot better. Yeah. Laura, have you got anything to say about...
daffodils in January?
Daffodils in January.
Is it global warming?
I mean, we know that our winters are getting warmer, but, I mean, like you said, down in Cornwall, the temperature's just that little bit higher, the sunshine that little bit higher. I mean, we had the cold snap, which hasn't helped things to grow, but overall temperatures are just a little above average, sunshine above average as well.
I did notice that the sun sets about half an hour later in Cornwall than it does in the south-east.
Yeah, but you just have a little bit more warmth, though.
Yeah, just a hint.
Now, talking about global warming, Laura, you were very impressed to see a football team taking on the climate stripes. Now, explain what they are.
So I show them on the show a lot. And basically, it's a really, really simple description to show how Earth is warming. I talk about science, and graphs can be really boring and really hard to understand. Ed Hawkins, a professor at the University of Reading, where I studied meteorology, developed these. Every single line on this chart represents the temperature on Earth compared to average from the past, from around about 1850, all the way to the right to present day. If a line is blue, it shows that year the Earth was below average. If the line is red, it shows that the Earth was warmer than average. And all you need to know is it was cool and it is warming, and it's warming rapidly. Well, at the weekend, something incredible happened. Reading Football Club, of course, that's where Ed Hawkins is from, Reading University, now have the climate stripes on their kit. And this weekend, they played Manchester United, and the commentator, Sam Matterface, talked about the climate stripes, exactly how I just talked about them, and explaining how Earth is warming and how this is just a sign to show people that it's a real concern, but just a completely different audience learning about it. And I was with a group of weather presenters this weekend, and we were all in the car, like, open mouth, going... this is happening on national TV. So this is a really big deal, just a tiny bit of climate communication to a new audience.
Yeah.
Very
It's
good.
made your weekend, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Good for you.
Are you now a Reading football fan? Laura.
I am indeed. The Majestic Stadium. I'll be there next time.
Thanks very much indeed. And thank you very much indeed.
Oh,
for the flowers.
as I say, mea culpa, mea culpa. Right.
A note to your colleagues. 5 minutes past 6. I can be bribed. 5 minutes past 6. Our main news this morning, Boris Johnson has claimed that Vladimir Putin threatened him personally with a missile strike when he was Prime Minister.
Yeah.